Captain Amelia Renault slammed her fist on the control panel, the shudder of the ship resonating through the bridge. Alarms blared, a cacophony of red flashing lights reflecting in her sweat-streaked face. On the main view screen, the serene blue of Kepler 186f was obscured by the monstrous, obsidian silhouette of a Vorgen warship. Shields down to 47%. The tactical officer, Lieutenant Sato, yelled over the din. He, a scrawny kid barely out of his teens, was a testament to humanity's rapid mobilization in the face of the Vorgen invasion. The flagship of the Vorgen incursion, the Harbinger, loomed large, dwarfing the humble UNS Defender. Designed for intimidation as much as warfare, the Vorgen vessel bristled with cannons that gleamed with an unnatural purple light. Smaller Vorgen ships, sleek and razor-sharp, swarmed the human fleet like gnats around a campfire. But gnats with plasma cannons. They've breached the outer perimeter. The pilot, Major Reyes, gritted his teeth. His voice crackled over the comms. Interceptor squadrons taking heavy fire. Amelia watched, a pit forming in her stomach, as flickering dots disappeared from the tactical map. Lost interceptors, valiant but outmatched against the superior Vorgen fighters. Kepler 186f, a fledgling human colony barely a decade old, was about to be snuffed out. Comms silent from Beta Base, Sato muttered, his voice heavy with defeat. They must be gone. Amelia swallowed, the metallic tang of fear thick in her mouth. Beta Base housed the planet's civilian population, nestled deep within Kepler's only large mountain range. It wouldn't have withstood a Vorgen assault for long. Captain, Reyes interrupted, his voice laced with urgency. They're charging their main weapon. A collective gasp filled the bridge as a horrific purple glow began to emanate from the heart of the Harbinger. The Vorgen's flagship weapon, a reality-warping nightmare they called the Void Lance, was legendary. A single shot could rip a ship clean apart, leaving only a yawning hole in the fabric of space. Evasive maneuvers, Amelia roared, her voice surprisingly steady. Main battery, full power, hold fire until I give the word. The UNS Defender shuddered violently as Reyes pushed the engines to their limit. They weaved through a hail of plasma fire, the sleek metallic hull of the ship screaming in protest. But the Vorgen were relentless, their fighters swarming like a deadly ballet. On the view screen, the Harbinger's purple glow intensified. A chilling countdown blinked to life on the tactical display. 10, 9, 8. Captain, Sato's voice trembled. They've locked onto us. Amelia gripped the armrests of her command chair, staring into the abyss of the Void Lance. Kepler 186f was just out of range. It was this, a suicidal last stand, or watch it burn. Hold on tight, crew, Amelia whispered, a smile playing on her lips. It wasn't a smile of fear, but of defiance. Let's show them what humans are made of. The clock ticked down. 7, 6, 5. Fire everything. Amelia bellowed, her voice hoarse but firm. The bridge of the UNS Defender became a whirlwind of activity. The defiant roar of the human cannons ripped through space, a futile yet magnificent display against the Vorgen onslaught. Beams of emerald fire lanced out, striking a Vorgen fighter, engulfing it in a brilliant explosion. But for every one that fell, two seemed to take its place. Sato's eyes darted across the tactical display, a frantic symphony of lights and flashing warnings. Shields down to 28%, Captain. They're focusing fire on our engines. The ship groaned under the punishing barrage. Major Reyes wrestled with the controls, sweat pouring down his face. Maneuvering thrusters failing. Can't hold this course much longer. Amelia gritted her teeth. The Void Lance was still charging, the countdown a relentless metronome marking their demise. But giving up wasn't in her vocabulary. Engineering, can you reroute power to the engines? Static crackled in her earpiece before a young voice, barely audible over the alarms, replied. We're trying, Captain, but they're frying our circuits. Won't hold for long. A flicker of despair threatened to engulf Amelia, but she pushed it down. Humanity wasn't known for giving up. Not on their watch. Her eyes fell on the young comms officer, a fresh-faced recruit named Ramirez. Ramirez, can you establish contact with any surviving outposts? Ramirez, his face pale but resolute, nodded. Scanning, Captain. Found a faint signal from Alpha Base. A spark of hope ignited in Amelia's chest. Alpha Base wasn't a military stronghold, just a research facility nestled within a dormant volcano. But if they could establish a connection. Suddenly, the bridge lurched violently. Alarms blared, a klaxon screeching a shrill warning. Vorgen fighter breach. A hulking Vorgen warrior, clad in obsidian armor that shimmered with an ominous purple glow, materialized on the bridge, its face a grotesque mask of teeth and glowing red eyes. It raised a weapon that crackled with energy. Time seemed to slow. Before anyone could react, a figure launched itself at the Vorgen. Lieutenant Sato, his face contorted in a feral snarl, slammed into the alien, sending them both crashing through a viewport. A gasp escaped Amelia's lips as Sato disappeared into the abyss of space, his sacrifice buying them precious seconds. She grabbed a laser pistol from the holster on her hip, her voice ringing with a newfound ferocity. Everyone, fight to the last man. We can't let them fire that lance. A grim determination settled over the bridge. Reyes, with a wild look in his eye, barked commands, dodging incoming fire as he tried to stabilize the ship. Ramirez, ignoring the chaos around him, kept trying to establish a connection with Alpha Base. Even the engineers, their faces illuminated by flickering lights, worked with a desperate urgency. On the view screen, the Harbinger's purple glow reached a fever pitch. The countdown blinked ominously. 2, 1. Just as the world seemed to hold its breath, a crackle of static erupted from the comms console. Captain Renault, this is Dr. Sharma from Alpha Base. We hear you loud and clear. A wave of relief washed over the bridge, so sudden it felt like a physical blow. Amelia forced a smile. Dr. Sharma, can you activate the experimental weapon we've been working on? Silence. Then, a hesitant reply. It's untested, Captain. We don't even know if it'll work. Amelia knew the risks, but it was their only hope. We don't have a choice, Doctor. Fire it. Another agonizing pause. Finally, Dr. Sharma's voice, crackling with nervous energy, filled the bridge. Firing. On the view screen, a blinding beam erupted from Alpha Base, a spear of concentrated energy streaking towards the Harbinger. It struck the Vorgen warship dead center, a blinding flash engulfing the bridge for a moment. When the light subsided, the Harbinger's glow had dimmed, the countdown clock frozen on 0. It hung there, a crippled giant in the vastness of space. A cheer, ragged but heartfelt, erupted on the bridge of the UNS Defender. They had held against all odds. For now, the victory was bittersweet. The Defender limped through space, a battered carcass held together by sheer willpower and duct tape. They had managed to repel the initial Vorgen attack, but the cruiser was in no state to engage further. The battle scars ran deep. Flickering lights, scorched panels, and the haunting silence of the empty crew stations. A solemn mood cloaked the bridge. Sato's sacrifice weighed heavily on their hearts. But amidst the grief, there was pride, the pride of holding the line, of proving that humans, with their ingenuity and tenacity, were a force to be reckoned with. Captain, Ramirez broke the silence, his voice brimming with excitement. We're receiving a distress beacon from Beta Base. They're alive. Hope, like a flickering flame, rekindled in Amelia's chest. Beta Base, the civilian outpost, had taken a direct hit from the Vorgen during the initial assault. They had presumed everyone lost. Patch them through, she ordered, her voice tight with anticipation. A haggard face materialized on the main screen. It was Mayor Tanaka, the colony leader, his clothes dusty, a bandage wrapped around his head. Captain Renault? Please tell me this is real. Mayor Tanaka, Amelia confirmed, her voice choked with emotion. We fought them off. Kepler 186F is still. It's still ours. Tanaka let out a shaky laugh, tears welling up in his eyes. Thank God. Thank you. The relief was palpable. But amidst the joy, a sobering truth hung heavy in the air. This was just one battle, a single skirmish in a larger war. The Vorgen armada, weakened but not defeated, still lurked in the system. Days turned into weeks. The remnants of the human fleet, battered but not broken, regrouped with reinforcements pouring in from nearby colonies. Kepler 186f became a makeshift shipyard, the colony's engineers working tirelessly alongside the military to repair the damaged ships. Meanwhile, Dr. Sharma and his team at Alpha Base, fueled by adrenaline and determination, pushed the untested weapon further. They dubbed it the Phoenix Cannon, a testament to humanity's ability to rise from the ashes. Finally, a distress signal echoed through the system, a desperate plea from a nearby human outpost under Vorgen siege. This was it, the time to fight back. Amelia, aboard a newly repaired vessel, the UNS Phoenix, spearheaded the assault. The battle raged fiercely, a desperate dance of laser fire and plasma blasts. But this time, humanity wasn't fighting alone. Reinforcements had arrived, a coalition of ships from neighboring systems who had heard the story of Kepler 186f's valiant stand. The turning point came when Amelia, with a calculated gamble, lured the Vorgen flagship within range of Alpha Base. Dr. Sharma, his voice tight with tension, announced, "Ready, Captain!" On the screen, the Phoenix cannon charged, a swirling vortex of raw energy. Then, with a deafening roar, it unleashed its fury. The beam, far more powerful than its initial prototype, slammed into the Vorgen ship, ripping a gaping hole through its hull. The flagship, engulfed in an inferno of molten metal, began to break apart. Panic rippled through the Vorgen fleet. Leaderless and demoralized, they turned tail and fled, leaving behind a trail of disabled ships and debris. Humanity had not only repelled the invasion, they had driven them back. The cheers that erupted across the human fleet were as bright and vibrant as the stars themselves. Kepler 186f, a fledgling colony on the edge of the galaxy, had become a symbol of human resilience. The Vorgen learned a harsh lesson that day, that humanity, though young on the galactic stage, wouldn't go down without a fight. The scars of the war lingered: lost comrades, damaged infrastructure, and a newfound vigilance. But amidst the hardship, there was a newfound respect, a recognition of human tenacity. Kepler 186f had risen from the ashes, a testament to the indomitable human spirit that shined brighter than even the stars.